reiterate what I said. I don't understand why y'all women specifically be so afraid to approach men, because y'all love to put it as, I'm eating a mango. I'm not waving a knife at you, I'm eating a mango. But y'all love to make it like gender roles, right? And the truth of the matter is, you be like, men need to approach me. If he can't approach me, then he's not a real man. But the truth of the matter is, it has nothing to do with manhood, if y'all are being really honest. The truth of the matter is that a lot of y'all are just afraid of rejection. And rather than facing the fact that you got rejection trauma, because the fact of the matter is, you walk around with this expectation because you're a woman, you should live in a world where you should never have to experience rejection from a man, that almost like you're entitled to men that you want being interested in you. I'm not calling all of y'all out. I'm only calling out the ones that this applies to. That the idea of having to approach a man and facing the possibility of rejection really, 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 really throws you off. It's like, what do you mean? I'm a woman. I shouldn't have to experience rejection. If he's a real man, he'll make me feel wanted and desired, and I'll never have to experience rejection. When it's like, girl, rejection is a natural part of the dating experience. I don't care who you are. No, if he's a real man, he'll do this. Girl, it ain't got nothing to do with being a real man. It has to do with you using it as a scapegoat. Use it as a scapegoat. It's a scapegoat. You don't want to start a conversation with a man that you're interested in, not because you believe in gender roles. It's because gender roles allow you to not have to put yourself out there, to not have to take risks. If you can make it about, oh no, it's his role, it's his job, he's not a real man if he doesn't approach me, then you never have to hold yourself accountable for the fact that you don't want to put yourself out there. Okay. Y'all get in here. There's certain subjects I already know that when I call y'all out on it, I know y'all still love me, and I still love y'all, but I know that there's certain subjects that you just don't want to be held accountable on, and that's okay. I know that, and I'm okay with that. It does not change what I say or what I do. Oh, this one's a messy one. Write your questions and I'm going to answer what I want to answer. I'm going to skip what I don't want to answer. And if I don't see your question, I don't see your question. Okay? But no, for real. So today I did a post. And I was talking about how if you are a woman, and I want to qualify this, especially if you're a very attractive woman, I do think you need to become more comfortable with the idea of approaching men occasionally. Now, because this is the internet, and people take things out of context, of course you have people who apply their trauma to how they interpreted what I said. And some people are like, what do you mean? If I have to approach a man, then he's not a real man. If I got to do this, then that... It's not feminine to approach a man. And my thing is, I'm not saying walk up to him, slap him on the behind. I'm like, hey, sugar, let me take you to dinner. I'm saying if you see a guy who's cute, what if you just smile at him? Do a little wink. Find a reason to walk by him. You say, can I just wink? You can. You may not get very far, but find a reason to walk by him. Excuse me, can you hand me that menu? What drinks have you had here? You know what I mean? If he wants you, he's going to take it from there. If he wants you, going to take it from there. But someone be like, I did that before and he didn't respond. Well, girl, because he didn't want you. And that's okay. I tried that, but he didn't respond. Well, because he didn't want you. The approach ain't flawed. The fact of the matter is you just pick somebody out the crowd that didn't want you. So with that said, let me throw a little bit extra onto it. For me personally, how I look at it is like this. I would never say approach a man or talk to a man who's not showing interest in you. Absolutely not, right? He needs to be staring at you, giving you attention, doing all that stuff. And if he doesn't come over after y'all doing the whole look at each other, liking each other's posts a whole lot, and if you're in a virtual environment, then you initiate the conversation. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's just my thought. How does this work living abroad? I think I'm the same. I've seen and experienced the same thing living abroad, especially for women. Anyway, write your question. I'm going to answer. I'm going to see what I don't want to answer. I will tell you this right now. When it comes to living abroad, there's a lot of people who move abroad, a lot of women who move abroad looking for better opportunities for love and relationships. It may not be the only reason, I'm eating a mango. It's just I'm eating at the table. I'm not trying to hide it from you guys. But if I move over here closer, it's gonna spill on the on my lap. They're not necessarily only looking for love and relations, but they move abroad with that in mind. And I always tell people, I say, you're going to take you wherever you go, right? And so with that said, I have learned, just me personally, it's worked out quite well for me. I've learned to be more assertive. How am I eating this mango when I do not have nothing to wipe my hands off? But fuck. To be more assertive. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't have locks. My hair's just twisted. Someone just asked me today at dinner, like, would you ever lock your hair? And I was like, I'd be open to it, but just, I like going back and forth between my curls and like, and my twist. That's just me personally. If I did locks, they'd probably be like sister locks. So I like the smaller ones that you can like do a lot of different styles with. This is so messy. I feel like this is like ASMR. And there's, oh, let me grab this towel, y'all. Hold on, okay? Hold on. I'm just gonna grab a towel. Y'all can wait. Okay. Oh, Lord. How do you approach a man? Well, I'm glad you asked. So first of all, the first step is this. You never approach unless there is some energy that lets you know that someone's open to your approach. And that's including vice versa with men to women. That's why I be telling women, if you the type of woman who literally has, you said my eyes are mesmerizing. Thank you. If you're the kind of woman who, do I have hair implants? No, the fuck I don't. But I appreciate the insulting question. Some of us can grow hair. I feel like it's such an insulting question. I do. I feel like it's the equivalent, like if you see a woman with a big stomach, you're like, are you pregnant? No, she's got a fat stomach. Right? The fuck? No, I didn't get it. And it's not insulting to have hair implants. If I need them, and when I need them, if ever that's the case, I will get them. But the fuck? Ask me, how'd you grow your hair? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? But no, for real. I feel like this. If you're a woman who does not want to approach men at all, then a couple things. You better be really, 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 really pretty. And you better have a really inviting personality. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I know some women, I'm not calling them out, but you know I love y'all so much. And they'll be like, oh my God, men don't approach me. I'm beautiful and I'm smart. Why don't men approach me? I'm just like, have you seen your face when you walk out? You got resting bitch face. You know what I mean by that? Like, they're not trying to look mean, but I'm like, yeah, you got to work on your smile. You do. Like, you need to be very inviting. You know, I feel like you have to present yourself in a way that's going to invite men in. When a man is attracted to you, you have to give him very strong signals that you're attracted to him too. You got to think about it. If I'm a straight man, right, and I'm not, but let's just think about it, pure numbers, right? If I'm a straight man, heterosexual man, and I'm aware that I have tons of options, because they have a lot of options. A straight man can be ugly and broke, and he's still got a bunch of options. Because the fact of that is, it's more y'all than it is of them. I didn't make the numbers, all right, baby? It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, just understand, if I'm a straight man and I have some value, a good job, emotionally intelligent, relationship ready, I'm attractive, who am I going to go for if I go into a room? The beautiful woman over there who's giving me rest and bitch face and not giving me any energy, not really giving me any strong signs that she's interested in me, kind of look who she thinks occasional eye contact is interest, or the one over here who's really just like, walks over to me, oh my God, I love your shirt. Y'all gonna call her fast. Oh my God, she's a pick me. She's fast. She's this. But she got that man. Not that the man's the prize, but my point of the matter is we have to look at this. It's the dating market is just that it's a market. It's a competitive landscape out here. And if you don't want to embrace that reality, then God bless you in your fantasy. But let's look at the reality of it all. And it's the same thing in reverse. If you're a very, 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 very beautiful woman and you're giving off all the right energy and everything like that, and you come into a room, what kind of man are you going to want? the man who's probably going to put a little bit more energy into you. But let's accept this. Hyper beautiful women and hyper beautiful men, they are few and far between, and most of them ain't us. We do the best of what we got. We are all at varying levels of attractiveness, all right? I appreciate the compliments I get, but I would never call myself a hyper beautiful person, all right? There's many folks walk around here who are far more gorgeous than me by any standard that you want to measure us based on, and I'm okay with that. Oi, Flavia, I'm okay with that, right? But my thing is, in respecting where I land on the attractive scale, that also shapes how I move forward. And I think that for a lot of women, a lot of y'all ain't looking in the mirror and being honest with yourself about where you fall on that scale. Not calling you ugly, but I'm just saying, if you Naomi Campbell, okay, yeah, people gonna be knocking themselves over to come talk to you, right? But the reality is, a lot of us find ourselves in attractive ranges where when we walk in a room, we're not the stunning one that stands out and no one else looks as good as us. No, we walk in a room, probably about 4 or 5 other bitches look just as pretty as us. We pretty. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't supermodel pretty. You see what I'm saying? And so there's competition. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? No, if he's a real man, he's going to pick me. If you were fucking realistic, you would acknowledge the fact that there's 5 other pretty bitches there too who look just like you. The fuck? Do you want him or not? Do you want him or not? Or we living in fantasy fucking world? And it's not a matter of that man being blind and don't see your value. It's a matter of the fact that he don't know you. You just another person liking his post. You just another woman in the room staring at him. If that is a man that you see as valuable, then other women see him as valuable too. How you gonna make sure you stand out? I'm not here for the women who want to just sit up here and think that they're gonna attract men with the magnetism of their femininity. I'm here for intentional women who want partnership. And if you are intentional about wanting partnership, I'm not saying go out here and chase these men and take them on dates and slap them on the behind and then emasculate them. But what I am saying is you may have to put on some effort, put a little bit of effort into letting men know that you're attracted to them. Because some of y'all don't do it that well. What you mean? I gave him eye contact a couple times. I asked him how his day was every time I see him. That ain't enough? No, it's not enough. Because he's not interpreting that way. Well, he must be dumb. Well, girl, here's the thing. And I say this to y'all as y'all gay friend, y'all gay uncle, y'all gay brother. Okay? It's getting a little old and played out to keep on trying to act like these men are deficient just because they don't interpret the signals that you give them. He is not less of a man because he didn't approach you when you were giving these subtle ass signals that he couldn't even see. He is not sassy because of the fact that he may respond well to you speaking first. You know what I'm saying? He is not emasculated just because he's afraid of rejection. Those narratives aren't serving you. Do you understand that? Now, if you are in the subset of women who is comfortable with being single, you don't want a man, that's not your story, then that's fine. I know there'll be some women who comment on here talking about, I don't want a man, I gave up on it, this don't matter to me. Then it don't fucking apply to you. The fuck? This doesn't fucking apply to you. The other posts apply to you, but this shit don't. This is for people who want partnership. I love you, baby, but every cup of tea ain't for you. So go sit the other one. But for the ones who do want partnership, you have to be intentional about how you express to men that you A, are attracted to them, and that B, you are open to them approaching you. Someone made a really good point on the post earlier. As a woman, I forget who said it because I don't remember her screen name, but she said also within this landscape that we have right now, we have to think about the fact that there are men out here who are afraid to approach you. Because they are afraid of coming across as showing attraction to you if it is not solicited or open. There are men who are afraid of what the consequences of that could be. We have to accept that we live in a society where men, not all, but some, have very real fear about what is the consequence of approaching a woman who, if she is not interested in him. How could that be narrated if the story is retold at a later time? And this isn't me giving commentary saying that they're right or wrong for that concern, but we have to acknowledge that. And how do we acknowledge that? Let's acknowledge it. If you're a mother with children, especially if you're a mother with boys, I'm sure you've had this conversation with your boys about, hey, be careful about how you approach young women. If she don't say this, then you don't approach. In fact, if she don't give you clear signals and you don't be alone in no room with her. You don't do this, you don't do that. If you're not teaching your boys that as a mother, then let me tell you this, you're missing out on an opportunity to protect your boys. Let's be clear about that. So you have men who don't always know how to interpret the signal, or they're afraid of misinterpreting the signal. Well, when my mama met my daddy, he courted her and walked up to her and did that in the third. Well, that was a different motherfucking time. That was 40 fucking years ago. This is a different reality. It's scarier out here for you and for them. It's for both. I'm not saying we gotta coddle them, but what I am saying is the way your mother met your father 40 fucking years ago before Tinder, Instagram, and everything else like that is different than it's gonna be how you gonna meet somebody. Your aunt telling you, girl, you just need to sit back and be feminine and love's going to find you. Well, that's great, Aunt Shirley. But the fuck, Uncle Ronald found you back in the day when there was no Instagram, there was no dating app. So with that said, y'all's perception of options were very limited. You picked people who were in your local community or who were accessible to you, even if they wasn't shit, because we know that Uncle Ronald cheated on you 3-4 times and got 2 kids outside of marriage, outside of you. Let's not play. And y'all ain't slept in the same room with them in 20 years. Okay? So you telling me to sit back and wait on love because that's what you did. You didn't sit back and wait on shit. You worked with the limited options that were available to you, because I guarantee that if Tinder and Instagram existed today, even Facebook dating existed today, you wouldn't be with Uncle Ronald's cheating ass. The fuck? So y'all taking advice from women who A, were connecting with men in a different generation, and B, they were connecting with men who frankly didn't deserve them, but those are the only men that they thought were available to them. And I'm not saying that every woman who met a man in that generation, that those men were all off or bad or philanderers or whatever the word is for cheaters. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, let's deal with the fact that this is 2025. This is 2025. You hear me? 2025. The dating landscape has changed. The way that men and women are socialized have changed. We ain't got no real men today. Where the masculine men at? Where the so on and so forth at? Well, let's talk about hypermasculinity for a second. Because a lot of y'all are attracted to an idea of hypermasculinity that doesn't even exist anymore, and frankly was never real in the first place. The reality is that for a lot of women, especially black women who are looking for black men, your idea of hypermasculinity was built by this perception of what masculinity was based on how our men had to perform in society. They projected themselves as hyper-masculine because this is how they survived navigating many different challenges that they had to navigate, from racism, sexism, blah, 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 that they had to navigate. The strength that you're looking for in a man was not actually strength. It was a response to a traumatic lifestyle. It was a response to trauma. That hyper-masculine man, you say you want that kind of man who's going to be forward, who's going to assert himself, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, who's going to do the other. But do you want what else came with that kind of man? The emotional unavailability? The undiagnosed PTSD? The fact of the matter that his hyper-masculinity was not a natural trait. It was a response. It was a trauma response to trying to navigate society that didn't provide him with any avenues for being able to work through emotions or express them. These traits that you all want so much in a man, he should do this, he should do that, he should do this, he should be fearless, he should da. Those traits were often manifested and built into men as a function of things that were happening in our societies and to those men that frankly we don't want to recreate this point in time. The fact that we now live in a society where men are able to express and even identify what their emotions are. The fact that we live in a society where men can say, you know what, honestly, I am really afraid of rejection, and that's why I have trouble with approaching women. The fact that we can live in a society where men know that they have more value than simply just being a protector and a provider, I think that is a reflection of progress within our environment. And these are the kind of men that you should actually want to be with. Emotionally available men who are able to own their feelings, even if it means owning that I'm afraid to approach you. And for those types of men, they're not any less masculine. They just simply are able to own their emotions. And from that perspective, sitting here and characterizing those kinds of men as feminine, which is not a bad thing, but characterizing them as sassy, feminine, not real men, and they don't deserve you. Do you understand that you are cutting out a significant portion of extremely eligible, amazing, masculine men who can be protectors, providers, amazing partners, simply because you are stuck in some 1940s mindset on how men should operate in relationships, specifically in how men should operate in that initial interaction. And more than that, you're stuck in it because you also are stuck in the fact that you're stuck in this idea of what women should do. They should be passive. How the fuck are women today supposed to passively sit up here and wait on men to find them, seek them out, pursue them, and do all this other stuff, have no intention whatsoever, yet and still in the other parts of your lives, I'm about to celebrate you women. In the other parts of your life, you're the complete opposite. You're intentional about going after the jobs you want. That's why so many of y'all hold high-ranking positions. You're intentional about going after the education you want. That's why you all are the most educated group in America. You're intentional about being the thought leader within your family, being the leader in your family. A lot of you all are just literally killing it. You are leaders and you are proactive and assertive in every other area of your life. Right? Right? And the reality is that you all are people's bosses. You all these things. And these same men are now in a society where a lot of them work for women just like you. A lot of their mothers are just like you. Their sisters are just like you. So these men are socialized in this generation. They are socialized around women who are powerful just like you, who lead them, and they are comfortable with that. That doesn't mean that they don't know how to lead, but they are socialized in a society where they are very comfortable with women being assertive. Not as a substitute for them being assertive, but as an acknowledgement that we can both hold power. But yet, when it comes to this one space of dating, men are now all of a sudden supposed to now see y'all as weak and not able to speak for yourself, and he's supposed to say, "Let me do all the work." That doesn't make sense. Again, I'm not saying, because I know some of y'all literally, if I don't repeat it 3 times in 4 different languages, you ain't going to get it. I'm not saying chase men. I'm not saying go after men who don't want you. I'm saying one simple fucking thing. Don't be afraid to start the conversation. You are not going to sit up here and lose your lady parts just because you say hi to a man first. Your ancestors are not going to come down from the clouds and say, I'm snatching your feminine orb from you. How dare you say hello to a man before he has spoken to you? But let's go a little bit deeper here. Because I know y'all like to act like, I don't care. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. You don't need no man until you sitting up wanting a man. All right, let's just go there. But let's go a little bit further here. All right? Because maybe I see it different from the seat I sit in. You all would be shocked, and maybe some of you wouldn't be shocked, at the sheer number of women above the age of 40 who are single with no dating or relationship prospects at hand, who are completely amiss, clueless really, about how to get the kind of love that they truly do desire. They don't know how to navigate the dynamics on these apps. They don't know how to navigate the dynamics of dating. They are literally without options. And they love to blame everyone else. They will blame the gays. Y'all taking our men, baby. We can't take somebody who ain't already gay. And at best, what gays make up maybe 15% of society? Baby, we're not taking your men. We really not. The majority of men actually are straight. The vast majority of men are straight. That's just the reality. All right? So that takes us out. Or they'll say the women who are of a different race are taking the men. Well, yes, some men do date outside their race. But there's still a significant portion of men out here who appreciate black women. Even though this is not just a message for black women, but that's the majority of people I'm seeing on here right now. And so they will scapegoat these men as not, these men ain't dating the right way. They're not approaching us. They don't know how to date. But the truth of the matter is, y'all don't either. Y'all don't know how. It's a different landscape and everyone's trying to figure it out. You're just as confused as they are. You are. I'm not saying that they're right and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm really not. But they don't know what to do either. And so my thing is, in this very new dating landscape, because the apps and these online dating systems have completely changed the dating landscape. They haven't ruined it, they just changed it, right? So in this completely different dating landscape, what I'm telling you is that if you're still, as a woman, holding on to antiquated, old school, outdated ideas of what a man is supposed to be and how he's supposed to approach you, you are going to limit yourself to only dealing with the type of men who are comfortable with approaching you. And let me tell you this, the type of men, a large percentage of the type of men who are comfortable with approaching you are generally not the kind of men that you want. The type of men, this should you would think about like this makes sense, right? The type of men who are most comfortable with approaching women generally are the type of men who have a very, 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 very high resilience for rejection because they're commonly rejected. Now, what type of men are commonly rejected? Think about this. They probably may not be aesthetically, they may not be as attractive as you want, and other people don't want them. They may have deep personality flaws where upon women meeting them, they say, oh, get away from me. Whoa, get away from me. I am not interested in you. Get away from me, right? We joke about the cat daddies. People say, why the cat daddies? These men who ain't got no teeth, ain't got this going on. Why they always approaching me? Because they're used to being rejected. And they know they ain't going to meet nobody if they don't approach you. The majority of men who are doing the approaching, generally, I'm just telling you, gay or straight, they're usually not the kind of men that we want. The women want or the gay men want. In my experience and from my position doing even coaching with women, what I have seen, especially for women who are in relationships with high-value men. When I say high-value men, I know that term has a negative connotation because of how people use it, but I do think it's a relevant term. High-value, attractive, gainfully employed. He may not be wealthy, but he's gainfully employed. Emotionally available. You know, all those different things, right? Good values for being in a relationship. A lot of women in relationships with those type of men talk about how they initiated the conversation. Or, yeah, I dropped in his DMs. I said hello. That doesn't mean all. Certainly not all, right? I'm not saying the only way to get that kind of man, you got to take the first move. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying a lot of them have. A lot of them do. Right? And the women that I consistently see as being single and remaining single, consistently, are the ones who say, I'm not approaching him, I'm waiting. He's going to have to approach me. Now, again, there is a small subset of women who have that mindset, and because they are stunningly beautiful, like stunningly beautiful, they can rock like that. I've never approached a man in my life. Well, yeah, because you are like 5'10" with the body of a supermodel, perfect teeth, perfect hair, perfect everything. I would imagine that you don't have to approach anybody because you have traits that make you universally attractive to everybody. But can we be realistic that most people, that's not the reality? And can you look like her? Sure. She didn't pop out the womb like that. You can buy every piece of her body that she bought to put on hers too. You can have things snatched and yanked and pulled and stuffed and pulled. You can do the same thing too. But do you want to have to do all that? Is that really what you want to do? Can you afford to do it? Is that really the journey you want to go down? There's nothing wrong if you want to do it. I mean, do it. But my point to you is this. The vast majority of people, that's just not their reality. There will be times when men will approach you. Absolutely. But there will also be times where there's going to be some men where you're like, I really, really find him attractive. And I'm really, really interested in him. But it seems like he's a little shy. I see him every day at the gym, but he doesn't say anything. He stares at me a lot. We make small talk with each other, but he just doesn't take that next step. But I can tell he's attracted to me. I can see it. I can feel it. I know it. He's always liking my post and commenting and stuff like that, but he never seems to push it to the next step. What do? Just keep sitting and waiting? You know one of the worst feelings is? You had that dynamic with the guy, and then next thing you know, listen to this. Next thing you know, he pops up online or pops up wherever with a girlfriend. And he met that girlfriend during this period of time where you were waiting on him to approach you. You see him all the time. He's so cute. He's so this. And you're like, wow, why didn't he pick me? Probably because she was just more assertive. Sometimes, a lot of the time, the woman who gets the man is not the prettiest. She's the one who moves the fastest. She's the one who has a resilience level for rejection. Okay, he may turn me down, but I'm that girl. The next one won't. I can tell you my mindset about this, right? And that's so crazy because I know that sometimes when I bring this up, the bigotry comes out. People who love me, yes, girl, yes. You know, people who try to make a caricature out of gay men. They do all that shit, and then when I say something, they're like, well, yes, because you're gay and you don't know. Okay, girl. I need you to say that so I can block you. But for me, personally, dealing with men, I can tell you this. One of the things that has worked in my favor throughout the years, tremendously, has been the fact that I've always been realistic with myself about the fact that, yeah, I'm attractive, but I don't think I'm the most attractive person on earth. I just don't see it that way, right? I don't think people see me that way. I think that people who like me, and people who don't. I'm okay with that. But I'm confident enough about what I bring to the table, physically, intellectually, so on my personality, that to me, if a man ever rejected me, it's really not that big a deal to me. If I'm making eye contact and I go over and I speak to him and he doesn't respond well, he just doesn't really give me what I was expecting, okay. Yikes, a little ding to your ego in that moment. But baby, I'm certain that there's another man in that same room who is going to respond well. If not tonight, then the next day. I literally wholeheartedly believe that men are like buses. When one passes, there's another one coming. Women are the exact same way. There are almost 8 billion people on the face of the earth. We're not running out of options here, right? Oh my God, I walked up to this guy one time and he just kind of gave me the side eye. He wasn't interested in me. Who gives a shit? I was like, okay, well, you walk over to the guy, hi. What are you drinking? That looks so good. Let's give an enactment like he does something really, really offhand. Like you're staring at him, he's staring at you, so you think you got the open door. So you walk over, oh wow, what are you drinking? Thinking he's gonna be interested. And he's like, sorry, I got a girlfriend. Right? Okay. Well, she's very lucky to have you. Have a good night. And walk the fuck away. Walk the fuck away. Walk the fuck away. And keep it moving, girl. He now becomes invisible. He's not your enemy. He's just invisible. We don't care about him. Who's next? Who else? I'm not just attracted to one person in this room. You're intentional. You're going out dating, right? You're going out looking for men. Who else is in the room that I'm attracted to? Him. Okay. Is he making eye contact with me? Is he interested? Oh, this one's showing even more interest. Okay. Let me go over to him. What is that design you're wearing on your shirt? It is really lovely. Oh, really? Oh, mine? Oh, no, I just got this. Honey, I got this at Ross. It looks exotic. No, I got it at Ross. Half off. And then, bam, next thing you know, somebody up in your face. Remember this. It only takes one. If you want partnership, it only takes one. You don't need the whole world to want you. It only takes one. It only takes one. Literally. You may have some rejections, but who cares? It only takes one. The one that's going to work for you. So to me, I don't know. I think one of the best things in my life is that I went into sales for a career. Rejection doesn't bother me. I mean, it doesn't feel good. God knows, obviously, it doesn't feel good. But it doesn't bother me. This thing is very, very temporary. And I love the idea of rejection therapy, meaning doing things that you could expose you to rejection more often, because the more you do it, the less fear you'll have of rejection. And the less fear you have of rejection, the more you will be assertive about going after the things that you want, not just when it comes to dating and relationships, but in life in general. And that will ultimately get you what you want. I think that's been one of my keys to success, relationship-wise, as well as when it comes to like my general life, is I don't have a fear of rejection in general, because of the fact that I've been rejected enough in my life that I realize rejection really has no power. It has no power whatsoever. And also, I will say this to my favor, I also am not a woman. So I was not taught by society that I was entitled to never be rejected by a man. I never was taught that. I didn't. So to me, I don't care. I never cared. I never cared. When I met you know who, we'll leave it at that, I was the one who spoke first. He's a very masculine person. I spoke first. I said, hi. Blah, 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 blah. Because that's why I'm staring at me. You staring at me. I see you staring at me. Okay? I'm wearing the shirt with my bosoms out so you can look. You're staring at me. Hi. Yeah, I'm Malcolm. And what's your name? Say it louder. Make them come close to your ear. What is it? Wow. That's a beautiful name. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Are you here with someone? You're not. Well, why not? You're handsome. Next thing you know, they activate. Rah! All up in your face. All up in your face. I love that shit. I activate the masculine energy. Wow. Oh, you're so handsome. How's that? Oh, wow. Oh, really? Oh, well, no, I'm by myself. And you're here alone, too? When you're looking at the chair, did you want to sit down? Well, feel free. Who you think gonna get him? Me? Or the bitch over there with the resting bitch face over there, waiting on him to come to her? Bitch, please, he coming with me. Guaranteed. And you can give me the stank face. You can call me a pick me. You can say whatever the fuck you want. But guess what you won't be saying? That man didn't want me. The fuck? Right? You said, do men actually respond to this? Oh my God, yes. Men like to be flirted with. I don't know what this illusion is that y'all have about men. But I can tell you as a resident expert on men, because I am a man. All right? And I date men. So I got the double whammy of it, right? I know a lot about men. Just a little bit, right? They love for you to flirt with them. Men eat it up for breakfast. They love to be flirted with, because a lot of times they don't experience it. They deal with they deal with women who make them do all the work. And so they love when you flirt with them. Right? Do they like banter? Absolutely. They like flirting. They want their ego boosted just like you do. They're human. Right? What is that? I like a compliment. When you want to start with a compliment. I don't give a fuck what it is. Just find something on that man that's attractive. Right? It could be his shirt, his shoe, a tattoo on his arm. It could be anything. It really doesn't matter. Right? You walk over. What is that? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being nosy, but I was looking at your arm from across the room. What does that tattoo even say? It's so beautiful. Wow. What is it? Wow. Oh, so it's from what country? Greenland. Wow. So you went to Greenland? I didn't know that anyone goes there outside of people from there. I know I sound silly. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm being rude. Are you here with someone? You're not? So it's okay for me to ask about your tattoo? It is. Okay. What's my name? I'm so rude. I did not even say my name, did I? My name is Malcolm. What's yours? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm flirting. But anyway, your tattoo looks really nice. No, you're not flirting. Girl, please. Don't touch him. Just talk. Don't touch him. Just talk. You see what I'm saying? You start the conversation with a question. Then you move into, listen when I say this, you always got to ask him, I'm so sorry. I hope I'm not being rude. Are you here with someone? Or even if you're in the DMs, you complimenting something about him. And then when he responds, ha ha, he, ha ha, you say, I'm sorry, I should ask first. Do you have a girlfriend who's going to be offended by me flirting with you? Oh, that seemed too fast. Girl, please. The only people out here who worried about a woman coming across as fast is your aunt who's 75 years old and she's been with Walter for the last 40 years, okay? Her opinion on how you moving in the DMs is not relevant, girl. You judging yourself by standards from women who they already got their man. What about you? You see what I'm saying? So to me, again, it's really not about telling you to step out of character as a woman. But what I am saying is expand your definition of what it means to be a woman. Because if your definition of femininity is not getting you what you want, okay, you can spend the next 10 years blaming men. They just don't do this, they just don't do that. All of them don't do that because you're the one who's sitting single. That's you, not them. So you can blame them, or you can maybe take some onus for maybe there's an adjusted approach I could be open to. That doesn't mean that I still can't live with the desire of someone approaching me and doing all these other things, because that will still happen from time to time. But you don't have to wait for that to happen. You can take ownership and agency over your own dating life. And when you identify a man that you're interested in, you can go speak to him. And I guarantee you, I said this before, but I can say it again, your ancestors are not going to come down from the clouds and slap you. What are you doing speaking to a man first? And I'm going to give you another thing before I leave off of here. Stop listening to these extremely, extremely, extremely beautiful women who tell you to sit and wait on men to find you. I'm not trying to insult you, but baby, she spent $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 to look like a man magnet. And it works. It was money well invested. But stop listening to people telling you strategies who aren't living with your reality. I'm not a woman. I definitely don't live with your reality. But you know what I do? For the last 16 years, I've sat on the camera coaching and talked to women about this. For the last several years, I've done direct coaching with women about this. I'm talking to you all regularly. This isn't just made up off the top of my head. This is actual information that I've seen get results for women. I don't just make this up. Just, you know what, this sounds like something nice to say. Let me just run on camera and say this. I'm talking to women just like you. Real women. Beautiful, successful, smart, ambitious, real women. Who many of them are sitting single. Until they start taking an introspective look at themselves and being honest with themselves about what changes are they willing to make. Subtle changes or big changes in order to position themselves for the kind of relationships that they desire and deserve. All right, y'all, I'm getting off of here. Hopefully I didn't cuss you out too bad. If I did, you deserved it. Goodbye. I want to get my book. It's called Get the Fuck Out of Your Own Way. A Guy's Letting Go of the Shit That's Holding You Back. It's available through the link that's directly above or below this video. And if you want to schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me so that I can help you get the fuck out of your own way, click the link that's on my Instagram page or the link that's directly above or below this video right now to schedule a session with me. All right, you all. Bye-bye.